Oh, you're not able to hear. Somebody clicked off this thing. Let's start again. I'm very happy because when I go to the other dimensions, there's very good news. And when there's bad news and a group of us works in the other dimensions, it changes. And I've been documenting the map for months now. And if you've been following me, I'm sure you have found an interesting association between what I'm sketching and the changes, etc., including all that black magic that was done to destroy the relationship between Trump and Elon. And they would do black magic and it would get cleared, and they would do black magic, it would be cleared, and eventually the bad guys won. But I think we should work on getting those two together because it's good for the United States, because Trump, where he lives, channels the energy of helpful friends, which this country and everybody needs, and where Elon has his uh, base has to do with the root chakra, which is prosperity in the United States. So, getting the energies of prosperity together with the energies of helpful friends, that's the feng shui connection with the US map. It's the same thing, the map you have for your home. Getting that reconnected would be a very good thing for the country and for them. So, let me show you. So, today I called together the Mantrista group and I said we need to go and check the United States. Here. So this is what I sketched. Nope. Oh darn, maybe I didn't put them up. This is what I sketched today. So the thing in the middle, that's where Yellowstone is. Now you may say, no, Yellowstone is higher. I'm sketching the other dimensions, and that's where the center is that is waking up or was waking up. This was at 2, I think it was 2:40 this morning, this afternoon. And the whole thing with Trump in a rage, Florida being in a rage, has to do with Trump. So then we got to work. And I'm not, and nope, that's not it. So I guess I did not um, put up here so that you could see it. This is what we were able to sketch. I'm going to have to get it up. You're going to have to forgive me. I need to get you the proper one because so that you will be able to be happy. And let's see if I can find this easily. I think this is it. Fingers crossed that this is 46 minutes later. We went from this, which is, that's Yellowstone. And I wasn't sketching Yellowstone. I was sketching the map. Why did I sketch the map this afternoon and ask for the group to get together? Because I saw the news about Yellowstone, but I wasn't thinking Yellowstone. I was thinking what's going on in the other dimensions. And yes, Yellowstone is active. So we did this, and 46 minutes later, this is what we got. The Yellowstone activity quieted down. We've got the Merkaba, that's protection. It says there, protection reestablished. And we have the unspiraling in the direction, no, in the opposite direction of the clock. Okay. Which means a grounding and a rooting. There was too much energy there in the heart center. So let me show you what I sketched today, which should be this map. Nope, it would be this one. Do I have that twice? Oh, that's interesting. Da-da. So I'll just show you here. No, this was at 306. Two 306, 306. Give me a second. That is weird. I really apologize. Oh, here, this is it. So I don't know that this got put up here, so give me a second. And again, I apologize, but this is just like too important. This should be it. This is it. So this is what I sketched at 6:20 this afternoon. The vertical lines are what come from off planet, and that's the heating up of the frequencies that come from off planet. That's not good. The heating up is the thing that causes the violence, the rage, the suicides. Horizontally, the lines are blue, which is excellent. That's the Schumann resonance. Excellent. Different from the way it was a couple of days ago, different from the way it is in Canada, which is the country that sometimes I sketch above, not looking for it. Then you have triple Merkabas. That's the triangles, one on top of the other. You have one in orange, which I don't think I've seen before, one in green, and then you have a blue one. Excellent protection. And then from Florida, we have this black, which is really emotions, sad. And then from Texas, the side that Elon is on, there's also sadness. And of course, we have the news that Trump is sick. Well, is that a surprise to anybody? That with this level of stress, because it really doesn't have to do with the age, the level of stress. So I asked permission to be able to sketch what's going on with Trump, to tell him from the other dimensions what it is that's going on and what he can do about it. And that's to everybody's advantage. And I got permission, which surprised me because I thought I would be told no. So here we go. I already know this one thing I'm sketching right now. I am aware, okay? I saw this before, but you know what? I have to take out the background because it's just going to be entirely too difficult for you to see this. Here we go. So here is Trump. He has, actually from here, he's boxed in, and this is black magic. This is called un entierro, which means a burial. When they do this, it doesn't necessarily mean they want you dead, even though it's possible that they want him dead. A lot of people do. But it can be simply to stop him so that he can't move forward, to give him too much of the element of earth. The black magicians know all about manipulation of the elements. You don't, but they do. So when this black magic goes away, it should make an incredible difference in his health. Now, let me talk a little bit about that, and then we'll go into if there's something else interesting that we need to see. Now, this explains the medical situation with his veins and his legs not working as well as they should, so he gets swollen. Now, what is swelling? Swelling is a retention of water, of fluids. Water is emotions. So it makes sense that this would be root chakra, except it's also, I heard and I said, this would be root right here. Got it? But they specifically wanted it to hit also the second chakra, which has to do with sacred, sex, manifestation, and also movement. It's controlled by the water element. So very specifically, they did not just try to kill the energy from root, which is prosperity, security. They wanted to go into the second chakra, and I'm wondering why, if he was a much younger man, or if he did not have a Taurus as a wife and all eyes on him, and let's say he was a playboy, then I would say, oh, they're doing that to kill his sexual energies. I'm not sure that they would be doing that at this point in his life, in history. I'm not sure that they would be doing that. But for whatever reason, they thought it was important to take down that part of him also. They specifically thought about it. Interesting that I was able to catch that. So let me just show it to you with the chakra system. This is the chakra, And from here down, he is buried. But they didn't want to just do it there. They went up to the next chakra. Oh, that chakra has to do with joy. But I'm sure they didn't do it for that reason either. There's a reason why they didn't do that. Now, this is the chakra, the one that has to do with sex, which has to do with joy and manifestation, is the sacral chakra. It's the part of us that has a connection to God. And Trump's spiritual connection gives him a power that if he did not have that, he would not be standing. I was going to show you something. I forgot what I was going to show you. Oh, background. I have a degree in political science. I'm a trained remote viewer. I do a lot of health things. I learned about black magic because in the 90s, my clients who were well-to-do, because I've always charged a lot, the men almost all had black magic. And I didn't even believe in it. So I would say, somebody did black magic on you 20 years ago? I didn't even believe it, but my training is what I see. That's what I have to. And the person would say, 20 years ago, oh my God, that's when my wife left me and my father died and my businesses all went kaput. And I knew there was something going on, but so through the years, I've had a segment of the population we should pay attention to. Mexican children contacting me that their parent in Mexico, it was always the son and it was his father. This happened several times. My father is sick. They think he's going to die. We've been to every doctor in our universe, and we think it's black magic. Francis, let us know, and what does it cost to take care of it? I never know what I'm going to find. And each time I got that kind of a petition, it was black magic. So they paid for that analysis, which I don't do those anymore. And then they paid for the black magic removal. They never got back to me. And I actually should have asked them to keep me appraised. But if I did that, I open a door and then there's questions. So I do the hands-off thing, which is what I'm supposed to be doing. I got a child. Somebody emailed me, a follower, and said, this child is in hospice. She's 2 years old. She's on her deathbed. And I think that maybe, can you look at it and tell us if you can help? And when I looked at it, it was black magic that was done on the mother so that she would not have the child. Somebody was jealous, I think. She had the child, but the person that did the black magic, the petition very specifically would be that the baby die in utero and that's it, it's over. The baby didn't die. The baby was born, but there was black magic for the baby to die. So the baby struggled since birth. At 2, she was already in hospice. I get the email. I say, black magic. Okay, can you take care of it? Yes. Whatever. I took care of it. Within 2 hours, the child woke up. Now, I tracked this and I documented it, and I had permission to give it out, and I did. And it's interesting because I have several friends who are doctors, and I think of the 5 that I sent it to, 3 of them got back to me and said, you know what? I see that a lot in my practice, but we can't say anything. Now, within 2 hours of this kid who was going to die because of black magic, the intention of what was sent to her, woke up. It took another 3 months for the family to be able to get a doctor to come visit her at home because, after all, she was on hospice and the kid was going to die. Well, the kid didn't die. The kid continued to live several more years. No thanks to the medical system. Her situation was so bizarre that they even sent her stuff to Washington to check, to do, I don't know what kind of analysis. What can I tell you? So the Trump, I don't know what his whole health is, but this is black magic from the second energy center, chakra second, and the first, and then all of the chakras in the underworld, all of these here, all of them have black magic, which is the element of too much earth. You continue to live, but you can't, all the stuff that these lower energy centers are supposed to generate, the reality they're supposed to create, can't be created. So somebody did this very specifically and very thoughtfully, and included the second energy center. So those of you that are a little bit curious, go look up and see what the second energy center is about to find out why, for a politician at his age, they would want to take down the energy center that we know the most for sexuality, but it's also for the sacred connection to God. So, uh, okay, so his heart is limping. Well, at his age, that would make sense. Um, so he's got congestion of rage in his heart. He feels really sad, but also very angry at the people that turned on him with the messiness of the Epstein files. Let me tell you something. In the future, when they do movies about planet Earth and they talk about revelations, the apocalypse, the next words out of their mouth or on screen are going to be the Epstein files. So it's not a question of me saying we better get this right. It's a question of me reminding you that if we are in the apocalypse, it's a battle between light and dark. We better be careful with misidentifying people. You need to step back. What have I done with this thing, with this mess, with the Epstein thing? I was furious when it happened. This sets back my future. This is supposed to be over with because I'm a sex trafficking victim and I was set up with presidents of this country and everybody knows it. So I was like, my God, how could you do that, Trump? And then I went, wait a second. And then as stuff started coming out, I went, we really are dumb. We are so addicted to authority that we actually thought that the intelligence community in this country, who were the ones that trafficked me with the presidents, we actually thought that they were going to keep their hands off of that list and keep it pristine until it was supposed to be presented to the public. I got a bridge to sell you. I'm so sorry. I already sold it to 10 other people. No, there's no way that list can be accurate if it was in their hands, and it was in their hands for years. So you know what? I'm not upset at Trump anymore. I'm stepping back and going, please God help us with our intention that the truth win. And you know my story if you've been following me for months. When I started to scream about my handler and what was being done to me, let go of me, let go of my family, I don't want to do this anymore. I've never been paid a penny. They plotted all sorts of plots. They took down my reputation, and the FBI paid to have my reputation trashed. Got it? That's where the funding came from. And so there was situations setting me up to take pornographic videos of me. I was like, I remember saying to them, and I know you're going to say, how did that go? Eventually you'll find out. I mean, saying, you know what? You guys go ahead and put this out there. Go ahead, put this out there. You think somebody's not going to ask why the hell an old lady with cellulite is going to participate in something like this? They're going to start asking who's holding that camera and why didn't they give this before and why didn't they call the police? The stuff that the bad guys come up with, and now with AI, if your heart intelligence, the intelligence of your heart that Plato and Aristotle said was what was important, if it is not operational, you are going to get so jerked around because it's been said that now at the end of Revelations, nobody's going to know who to trust. Because you see, your kid that you don't pay a lot of attention to but spends all of his time on the computer, he may already be half of a zombie. The person you shouldn't trust may be the person you love the most. And what you have to do is you have to step back and observe. Now, obviously, something happened to Trump weeks ago, and I said that he was poisoned with black magic. I just remembered that now. I said that. Now, is this that black magic from weeks ago to where something in him changed? I don't know. It could have been another one. There could be 3 of these. This is what I'm seeing today. Now, does that mean his veins are great in his legs and they'll be great when they take this off? No. What it means is that he has weaknesses there. And so this was able to hit enough to where they had to tell the public, we got a problem here. So I have no idea how long I've been talking. 21 minutes. So we got Yellowstone doing enough to where the animals, and not just one animal, one group of animals, but several, the bison, and I don't know what other, however you pronounce that, moving in groups out of Yellowstone. We go in, we do the maps, which I trust, and if you don't, then honestly, I don't know why you're here. There's not going to be enough political gossip, and we were able to reduce it. Now, if I had the connections, I would have somebody say, what are the rumblings, or how would we document this? Not to say, God, Francis, you're great, but to say, oh my God, anybody can do this, which is true, which is what I'm trying to tell you. You can do that. Now, how heated up is your house that somebody's going to lose it? You can reduce that too. You go to Francis Fox Reveals on YouTube, you go to the Mantrista playlist, Mantrista music playlist, and you got them all there. And if you can't figure it out, it's because you're not thinking. If your house has too much fire, people are very irritable. Then when you see those musics and you see the one all full of water, that'll help reduce the fire in your house, because water and earth put out fire. And that's why earth on Trump's legs and hips, that's what it is. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. That question of why would they go up to the second chakra? Your second chakra controls your hips, and your hips control your direction in life. Now, I'm going to have to check that out afterwards, and I'll let you know tomorrow if I made a mistake. But, oh, wow, my throat did something really weird. I'm going to ask the dolphins right now, because I've always wondered where I got that information from and whether it's accurate, which is what's important, is that it be accurate. The hips are related to the second chakra. So my question, I just asked the dolphins, my question of what, is this my computer going to keep doing this? Yes, it is. Okay. Um, so my question of why would they go up to the second chakra in terms of this black magic is because that energy center, the one that controls sexuality, creativity, manifestation, and connection to God, controls your hips. And they don't want him to be in control. They don't want him moving in the direction that he wants to go in. They want so much of the element of earth that it feel like worse than walking in water. Okay. Um, we are all an assemblage of bodies, and they talk a lot about in Kabbalism an empty vessel, and how some people are empty vessels. And I think, I'm not sure that you're not getting it all confused, the whole clone thing, but I may be the one who's getting it confused, but it doesn't matter. An empty vessel is the bodies, my physical body and my etheric, but I'm not there. I'm gone, and somebody else is there. Their mind, their spirit is there. I look like me, but I'm not me. Like when somebody drinks too much alcohol and you look at them and you go, that doesn't look like him. I mean, that's his body, but it doesn't look, or somebody who's on drugs. Okay, that's my father, that's my brother, that's my sister, whatever, but that doesn't look like me. There's something, because it's not them. But we're so identified with the physical. So we have a lot of empty vessels, and a lot of people eject from their assemblage of bodies because they're frightened. And that's a problem, because today everybody's frightened. So the mantra for that is really simple. Even though I'm afraid, I love and accept myself. And if you have panic attacks, and I do, even though I'm afraid and want to die, I love and accept myself. It would be very important, and again, I'm giving you homework, You need to look at everybody around you. You look at them and you make sure that they're willing to look in your eyes, even if it's just a second. You're pulling their soul back into, which is really their spirit, back into the assemblage of bodies. And if you notice people that are really down or they're especially quiet, then you do the mantra, even though I want to die, I love and accept myself. And you tell God this is for them, but it's also for you. It helps you because that they're feeling can land on you. So you're going to do that. You pay attention to your people, your people. Then you're going to put olive oil in your ears. And I keep forgetting to ask the dolphins why olive oil. I'll do cannabis. No, they said olive oil. They know we have cannabis oil. Olive oil in your ears. These are portals and they're being used to enter our system. A lot of empty vessels are getting, a lot of my followers tell me that at night they feel like something went into their ear. When we do purifications, a lot of times they say, oh, something just left my ear. Just a couple of drops of olive oil, not going to kill you. And your belly button, you need to have coconut oil there. Every single day, I have a piece of gossip. So these crises, the Yellowstone thing, let's say it something, even minimally, people go into shock. They leave, they become an empty vessel. We have to give people hope and we should not lie. This whole thing of, oh, don't worry your pretty little head about it, that doesn't work. Because then people fill in the blanks or they walk around and then they fall off the edge and no, but they should have told me there was an edge. We need to have enough information, but we need to take care of the emotional reaction to living in end times, which is not easy. In terms of the people that follow me, one of the important things I've noticed, and everybody else has also, we don't have that hysteria when something god awful happens, whether it's within our family, someplace else. We have a problem. And of course, you have to ask, why do I need this problem? And then you go ahead and what's the solution? We already kind of know how to adjust, like the elements in terms of the music and whatever, whatever. So something has to happen to give people tools that actually work. Okay? That actually work. So we go to baseline, which is what I teach, metaphysics, the bottom line. And it's the elements and the mind, but also images. Images is how the mind starts to the process of creation. And I think that's why in the future, when they look back, they're going to say that AI was a major contributor of the destruction of whoever ends up getting left on planet Earth. Because some of us will be ascending into a much better, what they call a new Earth. Don't ask me how that goes. I have no idea. So it's for me been an incredible day in which I feel extremely empowered because it doesn't really matter what reality is playing out there. I have skills and tools, and I'm still able to reach you and to teach you. And I think people are listening more. The Epstein file issue is bigger for me than all of the rest of you put together. If any person has the right or would have the reason to say Trump is trying to hide to take care of himself, it would be me. No question. But I know what happened to me when I started to talk about this, the stuff that the Epstein files are about. People cannot deal with it. They prefer to say that you are the problem than having to adjust to that level of evil and then throw in the mind control. Who's really a nice person, but's a mind control victim. Who did god awful things that they would have never done if there wasn't mind control or there had been some help. A lot of people. The truth is what will settle everything, and the emotion that has to be dealt with is shame. My feeling is that they have set up Trump so badly that, and he didn't say, like me, somebody's got to ask why an old lady with cellulite would allow or actively participate in something like that. I'm sure he didn't say anything like that. I didn't really have any more options. I had zero support. And then the people needing to cling to their belief systems and their thoughts about me, once it started to get revealed, it became a little bit obvious with news that the crazy lady was not so crazy. He's in a much worse position. Do they have documented an indiscretion, or do they have documented an AI whatever? Oh yeah, I know they picked up one person. Got a gazillion kids out there. So we are in really interesting times, and a big group of us is going to win. And the work that we have left is to try to get as many people as possible in a frequency where, when we get fried again next with weapons that control the elements, that we ended up getting lifted out, which the Bible said, but I'm not quoting them exclusively. The Mayans said it also, and so did the Dolphins. So it is not all lost, but it is one hell of a mess. Okay, back to the health thing. So, like that little kid that woke up from her coma, within 2 hours, it was, I think, less than that. That was several years ago. The same thing. The situation will improve dramatically once this is removed. And I think I must have an awful lot of good people following me, because when those maps have black magic, I'm not the one taking it off. Other people are. And that's a very good thing. And thank you, by the way, because it ends up making me look good. Because the next time I sketch, it looks great. And people assume it was me. We're all in this together. So this has to end the broken heart. The number one mantra that my group does is, even though I hate, my heart is broken, and I want to die, I love and accept myself. The hate is this frustration we're feeling, whether, even if your life is perfect, because remember that transfers. So even though I hate, my heart is broken heart, too much fire. Oh, and he has gotten a bit, Trump, you have gotten a bit hateful. The statements that you're making. Step back. Allow the truth to get revealed. Step back. But see, he's vibrating with this, the red, the hate. Okay, so you have your homework. Um, okay, Mariela's saying that acquaintance of hers has two people who OD'd this week, and a cousin of his committed suicide. We are trying to work it out. But there's the mantra, which is why your first piece of homework for all of you, Mariela, now for you too, you look around your people and you do the mantra for them. If they look a little bit suspicious, don't even bother asking them if they want to die or they want to kill themselves, because they're going to say no. Those are self-esteem issues, and because that stuff is not acceptable. And that's another thing about this other dimensional stuff. Everybody sees everything. So hiding it doesn't make any sense. I will tell you that in all my social media, the thing that is being responded to the most has to do with the suicide virus that has hit this country, no, the planet several times, and the wanting to die. The posts that talk about that, and the posts that talk about your dark side. So it's good. So yeah, people are a little bit more in contact with it. So I have time. Let's do that mantra. Let's do it. Even though I hate, and I'm going to put the music on that's for the second chakra, the one that controls your hips, which is your direction in life. Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to put on the music for your sacral chakra, which I forgot to tell you is also where joy is generated and channeled in all human beings. And all of you can do this, by the way, for Trump, because that will help relieve a little bit of all of this red. It won't take off the black on its own. I'm sorry. I wish it would. by the way, when I looked up Trump's condition in the internet, it doesn't sound that serious. If you look at the people screaming about it, the ones that are his enemies, it sounds like it's the end of the world and he's on his deathbed, and that does not appear to be the case. And the fact that his ankles are swollen, ask any female who's been pregnant how their ankles get. I mean, the reaction to his swollen ankles is that level. I think the person does not really have enough to do or is really scrounging around for a reason to contribute to a hysteria that's already there. I thought I would find something awful because I'm not a medical doctor, and the way it read, I think I still have it here. Uh, no, I don't. I took it down, but it was very simple. Not that your regular doctor can take care of it because they don't really know what it is, but it's anyway. This particular mantra is the mantra that my whole group did, and we do lots of different types of mantras. But this particular mantra, even though I hate, my heart is broken, and I want to die, love and accept myself, we think is the reason why practically nobody in the Mantrista movement got the plague. I don't use the word. So the word the plague is basically it. And we feel because when the plague came around, we checked to see what happened to the original person that supposedly was the where it all started, whatever. And what we got was it had to do with broken heart. So we understood that we needed to take care of the heart, even though my heart is broken. Anyway, we will see you again. I'm very happy, and I hope this news, what's going on in terms of gossip, shift, I think is basically gone. And they caught him on the housing thing, and I think they can put him away quicker with that. But I think he also lost his connections. He's not getting vitalized. He's certainly not getting the energy from me. And my handler, honestly, I think my handler spent the last 3 or 4 days in the apartment next to me, literally. And he would spend in different times of the day and at night trying to energetically, other dimensions without physical contact with me, insert his mind streams in order to be able to feed off of my energy. I was not aware of that. I couldn't conceive that he could actually physically be there. I could be totally wrong, but I did follow the mind stream that was trying to insert in me, and it went there. So I don't think he's there now, but I think Shift ran out the gasoline he used, which is other people, not available. And I believe my handler the same. And then we get into the question of who's going to be the handler. Are people like me going to have handlers? What's going on here? We don't really know. But all this light being shed on it makes it much more difficult. But it's all about the other dimensions. Okay? Thank you for joining me.